This video analysis is for week 10 of the Canadian Football League. This week I like British Columbia getting 12. They've lost the last four, and they do have some red here, but they show that they can compete with Winnipeg. If I go to the graph, well, before I go to the graph, I just want to say that this is a new column I've made, or new button. This quarterback weekly performance. British Columbia, Riley has actually been, last week he did real well. He did 21 of 28. So with that kind of a stat, I think 12 points is going to be a lot of points for Winnipeg to beat. Now, if I go to the graph, this shows that Winnipeg's or British Columbia's defense still has always been rather low. This should be around 20, not 10 to 11. So their defense isn't really looking too good. And if I look at the sheet on that, it shows that the defense right now isn't as good as it could be. The offense is still a little bit suspect with this 4 sacks per game. And Winnipeg does look good, but still looks like a close game to me. If I go back to the graphs, you see the offense is starting to come down a little bit. So I got a feeling that they could possibly win this game with this ref. And if I go to Winnipeg, let's see what it looks like. Okay, the defense is really starting to go down. They're having a problem. The offense is still good, but it's starting to go up a little bit. And I got a feeling this is going to cycle. Everything cycles, and I got a feeling this is going to cycle down. So if they win, it's not going to be by 12 points or 11 or 10. I got a feeling if they win, it'll be over here. So if I look at the next game, Edmonton and Toronto, giving 9 points to a team is a lot. And I don't know if Edmonton's got enough to beat them by 9 points. This says it's going to be close. This is, they could possibly do it, but I just don't see it here. If I look at well, let me look at this too. Well, we'll go back to the last game. I always like to look at the difference in the offense and defensive score. This is how much they should win by. And I don't see, this is almost 6, and this is 12. So I'd like to see this higher than this. Same thing when we go with Edmonton and Toronto. If I look at how much they should win by, they're only win by 3.5, and they're giving up 9. I said 9 to a home team is a lot of points. They do have a lot of red, and their offensive line is a little suspect. They're having problems with turnovers. So, but given 9 points, let's look at the graphs again. We'll look at Toronto. The defense is starting to get a little better. At least the offense is starting to show up a little bit. You can see the difference between the two. This blue line is starting to go up. So, but this could come down because everything likes to cycle. So I can see if this cycles, it could come down. And we'll look at Edmonton now. As we're talking about cycling, you can see they keep going up and down. If this comes down, I can see where it may come down to about 2 or so. So if they win, they're not going to do too well. The offense is really getting bad. You can see that they're almost off the charts. Defense is actually getting better, but it's the offense. And if we look at their offense, Edmonton's offense, they're only scoring a little over 1 touchdown a game. Offensive, the scores are having a problem, and offensive yards per point is really bad. So, that, like I said, their defense is actually looking good. It's their offense. And you're giving 9 points on the road? I think that's a good bet. That's why I've got these two as a parlay. I don't like to do parlays, but I didn't want to, the spreads were changing. That's why I got this at 12, and I didn't get there fast enough to get this at 9.5 or 10. But right now the spread's at 10 here and about 7.5 to 8. on Argonauts. So that's why I grabbed them right away at the same time. Hamilton and Ottawa, I don't really like this game too much. They're getting, well, now they're going to get 2.5 to 3 at home. They lost their last game. And again, if I look at how much do they win by, Hamilton's only won by less than 3. That's why I can see, well, this spread's gone down to 2.5 to 3, so that's about even now. You got a team that lost last week. Hamilton offensive yards per point is a little suspect. You can see Ottawa's still having a little problem with their offensive yards per point. I mean their sacks and interceptions. So I don't like the game a lot. If I was to bet it, I would probably take the home team getting the points. And if I looked at the graphs, let's look at the graphs real quick for Hamilton and Ottawa. Hamilton. The offense shows that it's doing good. I mean, you just can't ask for too much more than this. But the defense is starting to go down. And if you look at the cycling here, I can see where it could come down. They could win by maybe 3, like we said, 2.5 to 3. So if we look at Ottawa, they're starting to play pretty good. I mean, the offense is starting to come around. The defense is getting better. If we look at the cycling here, they could possibly win or be close. So, like I said, if I had to bet the game, I would probably take Ottawa getting the 4 points or 3 or whatever it is that they're getting at home. I don't like this game too much either. Both teams have lost. This is only 3.8. This should be, this should be higher than that. They're giving up 7. So if I had to bet the game, I think these are relatively close to what the scores may be, 25-22 or 19-18. They actually have a better offensive line. They only got 1.7 sacks per 1.5, 1.75 sacks a game, where they're giving up 3. I don't like the game that much. Both teams have lost. Let's see, Montreal and Calgary. Let's look at the graphs. Montreal. Okay, the offense is not too bad. It's a little weak, but the defense is starting to come down, which is not good. If we look at the cycle here, I can see where it could come up. This is starting to cycle here. It could come up. I could see possibly it looking good. Calgary, um, their offensive yards per point does look like it's coming down a little bit. You can see this blue line, and it keeps toggling. So they're really another team I'm not sure about what's going on. If they win, if I look at this, they could win by, say, 2 to 3. So that's 7 points that they're giving up. Might be a little much. So that's why if I was to bet this game, I would probably take the points. They lost 2 already, even though the home team has lost. I just don't like the game that much. If I was going to bet, if it goes to 7.5, I might take it there. Then you got 2 scores. So anyway, that's your picks for this week, and good luck.